Hey, this is Aaron. Wait, that's not what I say. What's up, friends? My name's Aaron. What's up, friends? My name's Aaron Ciotti. Everybody calls me Ciotti. That's what I say. Welcome to Monday night August giveaways. 4 tonight, 3 for patrons, 1 for everyone. To get in on... I'll wait a minute. I'll wait a minute until everybody gets here. Curtis Hayes is first in the chat. FPV Toast, Notice Simmons, Siskel FPV, Bob Bruce, Slow Cal, Frank Nicholas, Scotty Scott, Ben FPV, Smoking Dog Cujo, Not Applicable, Adam Weston, Anonymous, Northern Tier again, Blue Hatch, Walter, Milos, Douglas Otwell, King Dingaling, Hendrix Freakazoid, Soap Legend, Doubles FPV, Just Mo, Freelo Joe, Striker, Andrew Taylor, Notice, Northern Tier. What's up, everybody? Cos1973. What's up, friends? CiottiFPV.com has a million ways that you can support me, and it also has a link to the Patreon where... Come on. Where you can jump on the $5, $10, $20, or $30 a month tiers and get in on tonight's giveaways. $5 a month tier will enter you to win TinyWhoop and Toothpick stuff. $10 a month, 3-inch micro brushless and CineWhoop stuff. $20 a month, 5-inch parts. $30 a month, $1 a day, enters you to win all 3. That's how it works. Here's a link to the Patreon. I've also got some fun stuff on Etsy and Teespring that you can buy to support me. You can schedule a one-on-one session with me through Fiverr or just message me. I'll help you fly better, tune better, build better. Stop buying stuff that catches on fire, friends. I can help you stop wasting money. And then a whole bunch of affiliate links. And there's a new affiliate link in here to BetaFPV. So it is now Amazon, Get FPV, Pyro Drone, Race Day Quads, Newbie Drone, We Bleed FPV, BetaFPV, FPV Cycle, Oh My God, Brain 3D, HD Zero, Flywoo, Emacs, Banggood, Camera Butter, and the AliExpress affiliate link is fixed. If you are ordering from any one of these websites and you're not using someone's affiliate code, a child has died because of you. You don't want that on your conscience, do you? Use somebody's affiliate links. Change your bookmarks to affiliate links. Change your URL bar suggestions to affiliate links. And those of us that make content on YouTube will do a better job at it. And then you'll enjoy our stuff more. And it's one big cycle, my friends. You guys do a great job at that. Keep it up. We appreciate it. I need a haircut, yo. I like full-blown need a haircut. Watch this, watch this, watch this. Ready? 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 Watch this. Watch this. You're not actually going to get to see anything, but watch. Just the royal we. Ready? 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 There it is. I just sent a text to the lady that cuts my hair. Sometimes, like, if I don't do things right now, I guarantee that I will forget. Guaranteed! So, on yesterday's live stream, I may have bored you all to tears, but we did a whole bunch of motor testing. Shout out to Kevin Sumner for setting the equations up in this spreadsheet here. And yeah, after the stream yesterday, I continued the testing and got an awful lot of this filled in. And I'm starting to see some interesting stuff. There's some really weird stuff cropping up here. This is one of the weirdest things right here. So, Happymodel 0702... 30,000 kV, 32,000 kV, 32,500 kV, and 34,000 kV, and 36,000 kV. They all will only turn 64,000 RPM with the prop on. And that shit's weird. Eventually, when we get up to 40K here, it jumps to 64,500. But yeah, this is a little awkward here. What I think this means, though, I think this is also really important. The motors are clearly turning different RPMs without a propeller on. 30,000 kV at 50% throttle, no prop, is turning 54,000, and as we step the kV up here, 54,000, 56,000, another 56,000, because these two motors are 32,000 and 32,500. They're probably both 32,000. And then 58,000, and then 60,000, and then all the way up to 70. So, like, without the propeller on, this makes total sense right here. That we would continue to get another couple thousand RPM per each jump in KV. But then once we put a propeller on, it all kind of falls apart. But what I think is going on here is that the 0702 stator, this is all it has to give. The volume of that 0702 stator, which is very small, with a 1.2 inch 10 pitch biblade propeller, the most that it can produce all the way up until 40,000 kV is 64,000 RPM at 100% throttle. And that's it's sort of important, but it's sort of not. This thrust testing and like any thrust stand testing is not indicative of the way that we actually fly, right? When we fly these things, we don't hold on to them and then put the goggles on and wiggle the sticks around while we're holding on to them, right? Like we don't fly these things like this. We let go of them. And then when we fly it, it moves around. And when it moves around, it creates its own incoming air. And that makes the motor's job a lot easier. And so basically what I think this means is that I think this is a sign that we're optimizing the KV for that stator size. I think this is kind of what we want to see on a static thrust stand, where it's static it's static air that the motor and propeller are having to pull in and then push out. That is a much harder job than when it's actually moving through the air, when we're actually flying them. So I think this is actually a good thing, and I think that we're seeing the static number bottom out here, and then we're still making motors that are higher and higher and higher in KV. I think this is perfect. I think we're also starting to see that 40,000 is really the max. The 40,000 KV 702s, like, there are so much that, like, you're probably going to motor limit them down anyway. So, like, in a way, I kind of think that 36,000 KV should maybe be the max, but why would we ever just stop there? Like, let's always go a step further. And so I kind of think that with all of this, we're really getting to see that, like, yeah, all right, we have optimized the 0702 motor size. We figured out where it kind of peaks, and then we pushed it quite a bit extra, and now we're good to go. We don't need a 42,000. We don't need a 44,000. Like, 702 motors are good to go. They should be anywhere from, on the top end, 40,000 kV, to the bottom end, I mean, whatever, 28.5. I mean, there's some, like, 19,000s, I think, even. The low end of KVs kind of doesn't matter. Go as low as you want. But the top end of the KV is where I think that we're starting to see some interesting shit. So, yeah, I think this is a really, really, really good thing here. This is not at all what I expected, but now that I've had time to kind of mull it over, I think this is pretty slick that we're seeing this play out like this. So then, after the stream, I tested a whole bunch of 802s. 25,000 kV, 27,000 kV, 30,000 kV, 33,000 kV. We're going to get into some of these other wacky motor sizes in the future, but, like, right now, just focusing on 702 and 802, I think, is our best bet. So, 25,000 kV. Let me just zoom in. So, 44,000, 52,000, 59,000, 55,000. This is weird. The highest KV 802 is not turning as much RPM with the prop off as the 30,000. That's super, super, super weird. I think I need to test another. I only tested one 802 33,000. I think something was going on with it. So this right here needs to be retested. Although what's super weird, I actually think I need to retest a couple of these because look, right? So from 25 to 30, we've got the RPM with no prop on gradually going up as you would expect. But then look at this weirdness. This is with, and so I drilled out a set of 1210 propellers to 1.5 millimeters so that I could do this testing. We've got 60,000. Oh wait, we've even got a. This is BetaFPV though. I really only want to look at Happymodel. Oh, that's right. I also tested a 19,000 kV 802, and again 32,000 kV versus 44. That's expected. 19,000 to 25, 32 to 44. Right. So 52,000 RPM with the propeller on. Up, ignore this. This is a BetaFPV motor. We just want to look at Happymodel motors. 52,000, 19,000 kV, up to 60,000, 25,000 kV. Makes sense. 27,000 kV up to 65. Now it gets weird again. 0802, 30,000 kV is down to 60. And then the 33,000 kV is down to 60 as well. Here's the thing. These two motors, these are motors that I've screwed around and I've mixed bells with stators. This right here is a TinyWhoop 1Z 0802 30,000 kV motor that I took the bell off and I swapped an iGal bell onto, which is also a 1Z bell. This right here is even weirder. This is a TinyWhoop Hex 802, the lightweight 802 with the one-piece lightweight bell that I've swapped, again, an iGal 1Z bell onto. So I kind of need to retest both of these. This is only one motor. This looks right. From this 27, this is a straight-up iGal 27, and it's performing really well. Like, this is why the iGal motors are so good on the Jungle Gym Bashers. Like, this is looking really nice here. So if you want to build an analog Jungle Gym Basher, I still think that the answer is the iGal 27,000 kV motor. If you want to go crazy, this is a little bit weird. So yeah, these two need to be retested. This is normal, 27,000 kV to 30,000 kV. This is to be expected. With the propeller on, this is fucking weird. This should not be happening, especially on a 1.2 inch 10 pitch propeller. This is a tiny little propeller. So this is a little bit weird here. But again, I only tested one of these motors, and I only tested one of these motors. Everything else I tested 2 at a time. And I took the average of them. So yeah, kind of interesting stuff. Tonight, if we have time, what I want to do is start filling in this column over here, which is the 1610. There it is, the 1610 propeller, which I'm not going to test on 0702 motors. We know that 702s are too small for 702s are perfectly sized for 1.2 inch props. Done. 1.6 inch props. We're going to start at 0802, and we're going to ramp up from there. So this is basically going to start like somewhere here. I need to freeze this column. How the hell do I do that? Freeze up to column A. I think that's what I want, right? Yeah, there we go. So yeah, testing was super interesting yesterday. Hopefully we get a little bit more time here today to check it out. There's a chance that mixing and matching stators and bells actually doesn't necessarily work. I'll be very surprised. I mean, it does work. It does work, but there's a chance that there's a little bit of loss there. That doesn't make any sense to me. It makes no sense why Happymodel would change their stator for any of these different bells. There's 4 different bell designs that they've got. The old school like squared off, that's a 2-piece bell. Usually you'll see them red on the top and then black on for the flux ring. The EX bell, which TinyWhoop calls Hex, which is the one-piece bell, the rounded, lightweight one-piece bell. There's the squared-off bell that TinyWhoop calls the onesie, which looks just like the two-piece bell, but as just a one-piece. And then there's the RS bell as well, which is the motor that you get with the Mobula 7 1S ELRS. And so, yeah, but the stators all look to be exactly the same. I've mixed and matched all these bells, and they drop on there fine, and nothing, like, the bells don't rub on the windings or anything weird like that. But we've got two motors here where I've done that. So maybe what's happening is that with the different bells, they're using different strength magnets to affect the KV. That's when we talk about KV here, and the amount of torque and power that the motor makes, there's more to it than just the thickness of the windings and the number of winds per stator bell. Per stator pole, rather. And, you know, Happymodel doesn't tell us anything about, like, the specs that we get on these motors don't tell us anything. So we have to kind of, like, do all this stuff ourselves. And one of the big reasons I wanted to do this testing is to maybe, like, unearth some weirdness like this. And it's kind of exciting if they are changing the magnet material, N48, N52, the magnet thickness, or the air gap. There's a chance that we can find like an ultra fucking unicorn sperm magical motor combination with the exact stator KV that we want, and then some magical bell with the strongest magnets or the tightest air gap or the thickest magnets or a better flux ring to keep the magnetic field in. And so, yeah. But I need more of a sample size than just one here on some of this stuff. So testing shall continue. I hope I didn't lose. I know we were going pretty deep down the rabbit hole yesterday. I hope I didn't lose. I know I didn't lose everyone, but I hope I didn't lose the majority of you. I tried to explain it in a bunch of different ways that would kind of make some semblance of sense. But yeah, a lot of it is kind of theoretical anyway, right? Because we're not getting any information from the manufacturer. We're having to try to figure this shit out ourselves. I don't know of a way that we can like test the strength of the magnets. The thickness of the magnets doesn't make any sense because the bells all like look to be the same size. I don't know how we would test the air gap. So like we can only test what we can test. And I'm hoping that between what I'm doing here and the next video I believe that Rosser's going to put out with a bunch of thrust stand proper data on a bunch of TinyWhoop motors, I'm hoping that we can, just get to the bottom of this and learn a couple more things about these mysterious little motors. Make sense? In the chat, if you guys want to talk directly to me, all you got to do is type CiottiFPV. You can also do a super chat if you want. You might want to wait on your super chats because the fourth giveaway that we're doing at around a little after 11 o'clock is a super chat and PayPal based giveaway that you can get in on. So yeah, maybe wait for then, and then you can jump in. If you're not a patron and you want to get in on tonight's giveaways, it's a great time to join. Head on over to CiottiFPV.com. There's a Patreon link. The $5 tier and up is going to enter you into giveaways. It kind of explains it over there. Basically, the $5 a month tier, which is like 13 cents a day or something like that, that's going to enter you to win TinyWhoop and Toothpick parts. $10 is going to enter you to win 3-inch microbrushless CityWhoop parts. $20 a month, 5-inch parts. If you have an extra $1 a day and you really want to be a super supporter to help me keep doing this full time, you can get entered into all 3 of those giveaways. That's how it works. Bob Bruce says, what's up, everyone? King Dingling says, I have 6 Happymodel 1102s with broken motor shafts. Jesus. Can I run them with with just the 2 screws, like a DJI prop. Maybe? If the entire shaft broke off, the screws might not perfectly center the propeller, but it's definitely worth a shot. Definitely give it a try. I bet you it'll be fine. I bet you you'll be okay. Although what I will say is the weight of the screws on a small motor like an 1102, it's going to hurt. So you're going to lose motor performance. Why are you... Okay. Note to self, don't buy Happymodel 1102s. The motor shafts are going to break all over the place. That's crazy. 6 of them. Jesus, man. Striker says, yo. Just Mo says... Oh, God. I will never read that out loud. Because I think YouTube's voice recognition or whatever the hell it is, when you say certain things, they don't demonetize you, but they like shadow demonetize you, basically. So there's certain things I won't say out loud. Striker says, I say this way too much, but I wish someone would make a good 35mm prop. Imagine a Gem Fan Bi-Blade 35mm that would change things so much because it would enable you to run those 702s. I disagree. There's only one 35mm frame, and there's only a couple AIOs that work with it, and none of the only AIO that really interests me that it works, well, no, I guess, yeah, the Mobile 6 2024 AIO should work, and the Air 65 AIO should work as well. But that one frame that works with a 35mm prop sucks. It's a super heavy frame, and it's also not all that durable. So yeah, 35mm makes no sense. There's no good frame options. There's no good propeller options. 31mm is the way to go. If anything, we want to go smaller than 31mm at this point. There's no reason to go bigger. If you want to go bigger, you go up to a 1.6-inch prop. There's a significant performance increase. 35 is stuck in the middle, just like 4-inch. Nobody builds 4-inch rigs because you might as well build a 5-inch rig or you might as well build a 3-inch rig. It just doesn't make any sense. So get the 35mm thing out of your guys' heads. There are no good parts for it. It makes no sense. 31 is for indoor, 1.2-inch for indoor flying, 1.6-inch for outdoor flying. The end. Mikael Hegstrom says, what do you think of the 8mm glide from FPV Cycle, specifically for an 03 build? I can't find anything, any other frames in stock. On the site it says the frame is inspired by you. Yeah, and I haven't gotten my hands on one yet, unbelievably. I'm sure it's great. I was talking to Bob when he was developing it, and it looks awesome. Yeah, I'm sure it's a really good frame. If you're talking about doing an 03 build with no GoPro on it, for freestyle, I would actually not do a 5-inch setup unless in the future you want to run a GoPro. But if you're never going to run a GoPro, there's not a lot of reason to do a 5-inch build. 5-inch propellers, the whole 5-inch world is based around carrying an 80 to 130 gram payload. Session 5, GoPro Hero, whatever. If your payload is just the little bit of extra weight that an 03 system is over like an analog camera and VTX, a 4-inch or a 3.5-inch or even a 3-inch makes a lot more sense. If you build a 5-inch rig that doesn't have the extra payload of a GoPro on it, it's going to fly like a toothpick. It's going to have horrendous power to weight ratio. So it's going to go hurtling up into the clouds, and then you're going to cut the throttle, and it's going to stay up there because it's a big ass parachute with not a lot of weight on it. And so, yeah, if that's the plan, if it's just going to be carrying the 03 system, in my opinion, you're going to be better off doing a 3-inch or a 3.5-inch build. You're going to be at like 260 to 300 grams all up weight. And that's the correct all-up weight for a 3-inch to 3.5-inch propeller. And then you've got something that you can fly anywhere. It's not obnoxious. It's not a death machine. You don't want to hit anybody in the face with it. But, like, you could go to downtown New York and rail a 3-inch rig around. And, like, the worst thing that's going to happen is, like, a cop's going to be like, yo, get that little kid's toy out of here. You go downtown New York with a 5-inch rig, you're going to fucking jail, right? So, yeah, just some food for thought there. The point of a 5-inch build, in my and many folks' opinions that have built them super, super, super lightweight, is to carry that 80 to 130 gram payload. Without that, it's not the right prop size, unless you want a giant toothpick build that has mega power to weight, but then when you chop the throttle, it doesn't have a lot of momentum. The size of the propellers, since when we go to 0 throttle, the propellers keep spinning and they keep disturbing a column of air above and below the prop. The size of the propellers has a lot to do with the momentum and the throw that you have when you come off the throttle. And so if you're like a lot of the sort of R&D that we've all done over the last 9-10 years, in terms of all up weight and prop size, is dialing in the power, the all up weight, and the propeller size. There's like a triangle relationship between those three things. And when you get that relationship wrong, you have something that like doesn't have enough momentum to throw itself over trees, or it has too much momentum, or it has too much of a power to weight ratio, and your hover point is like 5% throttle, right? Like there's all these weird things that happen when that triangle is off balance. And it makes a lot of sense, especially if you're going to have more than one build. It makes a lot of sense to try to get into the middle of that triangle so that your 3-inch build flies similar to your 5-inch build, which flies similar to your TinyWhoop build, which flies similar to your 2-inch build, right? And this way, like, not every single rig is completely different, which forces you to like totally adjust every single time you fly one versus the other. If you want to get good at flying, one of the best things you can do is fly the same thing over and over and over again, thousands of batteries. That can get kind of boring, and it, you know, the spice of life is amazing, having different rigs. At the very least, build your different rigs to be as similar as possible. If you want to get good at flying, if you don't care about getting good at flying, then none of that matters. But most people want to get good at flying, and there's a joy that comes with getting good and getting comfortable at flying these things, because it is astronomically difficult to do. And the better you get, the more comfortable you get, the more spots you can fly, the less you lose shit, you know, the bigger your e-penis becomes. And who doesn't want the biggest possible internet cack? Timmons says, package came in today. Appreciate the hardware and badass stickers. Thank you, brother. There were rubber grommets in there, right, Timmons? I had a... I hope I didn't forget them. Striker says, I don't think 35 tri-blades are viable on 702, but theoretically okay on 802. I just wish somebody would make a bi-blade to run on 702. Yeah, I disagree. 35 millimeter is not the way to go. And it never will be. None of the manufacturers are all of a sudden going to go like, oh, let's all make 35 millimeter stuff. BetaFPV jumped on the hype train and got a whole bunch of people excited about it, because that's the way it works. But once people started to actually fly it, the only people that stuck with it are the ones that are kind of being stubborn. If I'm totally honest, in my opinion, it is not the way to go. Walter says, we go to the bitter end with this. Hell yeah. Notice says, what causes a quad to ramp up to full throttle and ignore the disarm switch after crashing and stopping upside down? The only thing other than like a hardware malfunction that would cause a quad to ignore the disarm switch is a failsafe, but it shouldn't ramp up to full throttle. If you crash into the ground and the receiver antenna breaks off and the quad goes into failsafe, for 1.5 seconds, it's going to do whatever the last command that it got was. And there are no commands that say, I want you to ramp up, right? So if that happens and it's not disarming and it's going, and the motors are accelerating like that, that's a hardware problem. You got to get rid of that ESC and or flight controller. Because it's going to do that again. If it's a tiny whoop, whatever. Do a one-way whoop with it, or just you know, fly it till it completely dies, because you're not going to hurt anybody with a TinyWhoop. But yeah, that is the only possible thing, the only possible scenario where a quad is going to ignore you disarming is when it's in failsafe. And the normal failsafe setup, I guess it could maybe ramp up if you've screwed around with your failsafe settings. If you've changed your failsafe settings to anything other than the default, there's a chance that it could do something weird like ramp the motors up. But I doubt that you have. So yeah, there's a hardware problem on that rig. Be careful. Walter says 802 is more heavy than 702, less RPM. 802 is, yep, for sure heavier. But it should have enough grunt to produce higher RPM at the same KVs. These 702s, a lot of these 702s are up in the 30,000s. Most of the 802s are down in the 20,000s, which is why we're seeing lower numbers for them. Kinetic says, I noticed that VBAT SAG compensation is turned on the Mobula 6 2024. Is there a reason to keep it on? The main reason, in my opinion, to keep that on is if you're going to run Throttle Expo. And it's actually kind of important to keep that on at 100% if you're going to run Throttle Expo. You could make an argument that everybody should turn that on because it makes the battery more even from the beginning to the end. But that's on you. If you're not using Throttle Expo, you can absolutely turn that off and you'll have a little bit more power at the beginning of the battery, a little bit more power towards the end of the battery. I used to use that back in the days where there was no OSD. I used to use that as my sign when it was ready to kind of come home. I would be able to feel the battery sag towards the end of the battery, and I would, okay, I got another 30 seconds, baby. But, you know, nowadays with OSD, it's not as important to kind of do that. So, yeah, I actually kind of, I was not all about VBAT sag compensation for a while, but now that I'm using Throttle Expo on pretty much everything, I turn it on everything. So, Striker says, the iGao is just a 27,000 kV 1Z motor with a 1.5 millimeter shaft, correct? So if it's not available, would the 1Z 802 27,000 kV with the 1 millimeter shaft perform equivalently? It should. It certainly should. But I'm seeing some weirdness with some of this testing. So there's a chance no. But there's no reason that Happymodel, to me, why they would change the magnets or the bell when they go from a 1 millimeter motor shaft to a 1.5, especially because below the bell, the inside part of the motor shaft in between the magnets is 1.5 millimeter on all of these motors. The motors with a 1 mil shaft up above the bell, they actually shrink the diameter down up on top there. So inside the bell where the magnets are, there is no difference in the shaft diameter, in anything. So it's super weird, but we'll retest. Juju says, YouTube did the thing, scrolling. Juju says, how much is usually given away every month on your Patreon? Planning on buying, just don't know which tier. Each giveaway is between like $40 and $100 worth of stuff. It varies every month, but yeah. Sometimes I'll give away $100 worth of motors. Sometimes it's a $50, $60 frame. Like the 5-inch tier tonight is like a $50-some frame. Next month it could be $100 worth of motors. The TinyWhoop tier and then it's usually a little bit less, right? Like the $5 a month tier is not usually going to be $100 worth of stuff. So like the $5 a month tier will usually be like $40 worth of stuff, $50 worth of stuff. The $10 a month tier will usually be like $40 to $60 worth of stuff, and then yeah, the 5-inch tier is usually between like 50 and 100 or so. But it varies. There's certain months that are, you know, above or below that, and then The super chat fourth giveaway open to everybody is kind of all over the place. A lot of times it's like, it's not stuff that's like worth a lot of money, but it's like rare stuff that you can't get, like the Gangly fan. Very kindly made for us by Douglas Otwell. Doug, if you're watching, this is actually the last Gangly fan. Doug has very, very kindly made a whole bunch of, made and donated a whole bunch of Gangly fans. And yeah, I'm super appreciative of it. Maybe he'll make some more. If he doesn't, I get it. It looks like it's a good amount of work to do them. So tonight might be the last Gangly fan. You never know. Brett Anderson says, must add trash magic % column to the spreadsheet. Yeah. Walter Van Den Ord said, I had never complaints from YouTube. You're bad? What's that mean? Just Mo says, I'm sorry. Don't want to get in trouble with the YouTube police. No worries. Timon says, did you ever end up trying anything out with the 82mm frame you got a while back? Was it Newbie Drone? I have not. Mainly because the Newbie Drone 82mm frame is designed for the 45mm propellers, and I've not been impressed by the Gemfan 45mm propellers. Now there are HQ 45mm propellers, so I might try that frame. I might not, because I'm pretty happy with the regular 1.6-inch props, but we'll see. There's actually one of those 82mm frames in tonight's TinyWhoop giveaway, believe it or not. Grey Hat says, have you seen the Foxeer Aura light frame? Pretty cool looking. Has a green iridescent finish to the carbon. Interesting. Let's see. It doesn't come immediately to mind. I don't know if I've seen this before. Oh yeah, they used green carbon fiber. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that looks awesome. Yeah, the colored carbon fiber is really neat. Skinny arms. Look at you, Foxeer. Now we're talking. This should be a pretty lightweight frame. Specifications. Let's see if they give the weight of the frame, or if I'm gonna have to have another shit fit. You dirty bastards. What is with what is with companies not giving the weight of the goddamn frames all of a sudden? Nope, I'm not gonna talk about it anymore. You don't give me the weight of the frame, and we don't talk about your frame. Eat dirt. Kevin James says hello. Cole Powers says, if you want to build a 4-inch rig, build a 5-inch and put 4-inch props on it until you realize it's not as good as a 5-inch, then put 5-inch props on it. 4-inch rigs actually fly really nice, believe it or not. You just got to get the all-up weight right. The other thing where that kind of falls down a little bit is that 5-inch rigs run motors that have a bigger bolt pattern. So yeah, like, and you wouldn't want to put 4-inch props on like a 2306. So believe it or not, there actually is a reason, if you're going to build a 4-inch rig, to build a 4-inch rig, because you're going to put it on the smaller bolt pattern motors. But yeah, 4-inch is tough. There's not really a camera that makes a whole lot of sense for them, other than maybe like the new Insta360 Go 3. Now that it's up into the 30-something gram range. You could make a pretty good argument for the DJI Action 2. I think it's only like 60 grams, maybe 58 grams. That would kind of make sense on a 4-inch rig. But yeah, it's tough. King Dingling says, is it time for us to chip in for a desktop wind tunnel for you and Rosser? The wind tunnel thing is super interesting. The main problem with it is, what the hell does the incoming airspeed need to be? I mean, 5 miles an hour less, 10% throttle less, and how do you figure that out? I have no idea. I guess, yeah, I do. it wouldn't be that hard to figure out. You would put the rig up in the air. You'd go full throttle for a full second or two, and then you would look at the maximum RPM reported from that full throttle blast, and then you would, in your wind tunnel setup, that's how you would dial in the airspeed fan. I think basically what you would do is just get like a big ass 5-inch. I don't know how you would do it, but I'm sure Chris could figure it out. And yeah, you would dial in like that, so that you would put the same motor, same propeller, and then you would set up that. But then, so that would give you the 100% number. But then, so like if this is turning 100%, if the motor and prop that you're testing is at 100%, and then the incoming airspeed fan, let's say to get that RPM to match up with real flight, let's say the incoming air RPM fan, you would have to run at 80%. I guess you would then, so that would work for the full throttle test, but then the ramps, Chris does a lot of ramps. I guess you would keep that 20% differential. So in the ramp, the incoming airspeed fan would always be 20% less in this random scenario that I'm talking about. And so you would just ramp them like that, I guess. It would be super interesting. I have no idea how you would do that. I feel like maybe you could just have the thrust stand and then just bolt another propeller over here to a separate ESC and motor and whatever. I don't think you would necessarily need to have a tube or anything like that. I think just having another 5-inch propeller a foot away, 2 feet away, whatever, to just send a column of air, right? Anything to get moving air. I don't know. Limit says, have you ever thought of those 75mm 03 whoops for some 4K footage chasing RC drift cars? I have. When I go from the analog rigs to the Walksnail rigs, which is a 6 gram weight penalty, my ability to chase those guys and stick with them gets like completely screwed. So then to go to an 03 system is an additional like 20 grams. It would just be, it would basically be like, you wouldn't be able to chase per se. You would be able to just like kind of fly near them, and then they would be moving around down below you. You know what I mean? And that's not really what I want to do with it. Also, the 03 system is really bad in low light, and the place that I chase these guys at is pretty dim. So it wouldn't really work for the amount of light that's in there. But the main problem would be the extra weight. It would just, yeah, the extra 6 grams of Walksnail makes my job so much harder to try to get like really interesting angles on them. An extra like almost 20, maybe more than 20 grams, because I would also have to run a much bigger battery and much bigger motors. It just wouldn't be realistic to actually be able to like get good angles. It would just be like, yeah, cruise sort of above them and they move around below you, and that's, you know, I guess that footage would be cool, but it wouldn't be fun to fly really. But Edgerton says, I got a Demibot with an 03 in it. Since it has high kV motors on it, it can run, Jesus, 2200 5S Street League battery, and it flies as if it had a GoPro. Yeah, I mean, so that's something you could do. That's a really good point, Metal. If you build a 5-inch rig without a GoPro, you can just put a fat-ass battery on it and get like 10 minutes of runtime. Nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. Striker says, 3.5 inch is so good with an 03 or an Insta360/Peanut. 3.5 inch, you can build on Quadmilla and FPV Cycle 16mm motors, end up at about 310 with an 850 to 930, and it will fly beautifully. Yeah, I've done quite a few of those builds. That 300 is about the weight. What's your 3.5 inch build, Striker? CMYK says, I like how responsive my 5-inch Glide flies, no action cam, and the 3-inch Ripsqueak is very similar. That's right. CMYK has a 5-inch glide with no action cam. You know, back me up on this, CMY. It's like a toothpick, right? Like when you come off the throttle, it doesn't stop like a toothpick, but like there's that same sort of well, have you flown a 600 plus gram 5-inch rig? If you haven't, then you haven't experienced that extra momentum. So yeah, but I think you have. So back me up on that. Walter says, I missed that study about props and mass. I will look for old content. Strager says, people only talk shit about 3.5 because they try to build sub 250. Build about 3 to 325 and it flies great. Better than 3-inch for me because it gives more freedom to carry something like my Go 3. Go 3 is heavy, 37 grams. Yep, it is indeed. Gray Hat says, if a 5-inch freestyle rig motors are getting a bit hot, but it's also quite hot outside, what do you think about running a 90% motor limit to keep the heat down? If it's hot outside and the motors are getting a little hot, it's fine. If you can pinch the motors with your index finger and your thumb and hold your fingers there for like 5 seconds without like, Jesus, that's too hot, then you're fine. Once it's wintertime, they'll run at a normal temperature. The motor limit will absolutely help. Yeah, in the PID tab, running a motor limit will absolutely help that problem. Grey Hat also says, how's your back? That's the worst. I deal with chronic back pain. It's way better. It's still a little bit weird. Maggie and I have started practicing dancing again last night a little bit. And I could kind of feel it being weird, but it's on its way. It'll be good to go by tomorrow night, which is good because we have another private lesson actually tomorrow night, which is super cool. Grey Hat says, I'll weigh my aura. Thank you, dude. Gismo says, I was transferring... don't weigh the TPU. Just the carbon fiber and the hardware and the standoffs, please. Gismo says, I was transferring motors from a 65mm frame to a 75, but my motor wires are too short. Isn't that annoying? Is there something like race wire for whoops? Nope. I don't want my whoop to look janky. There is not. There is not race wire for whoops, but you can get those... you can get you can get longer motor wires and plugs. So what you want, so come here. Go to Newbie Drone and search for JST. And then this is the item here. I think. Yeah. Newbie Drone JST 1.0 Whoop motor plug replacement set. And it explains right in here that JST 1.0 fits Newbie Drone flight controllers, which is the smaller plugs, which is probably not what you want. JST 1.25 fits all other flight controllers. So you want to change this to JST 1.25, and there you go. This is just a render, but I have a feeling that they're longer than they are in this picture. I can't confirm that they're going to be long. Do this instead. I know that these are long enough. Can I search JST to find them? Nope. What can I search on here? Motor plug. Hey! Custom motor wire colors over on... these are all JST 1.25, and look how long that is. That's plenty long. And you can get fancy, fun colors! So yeah, do that. And they're all in stock. TinyWhoop got your back. These are the Newbie Drone ones. You don't want these. So yeah, get these. Because I know for a fact that these are long enough for a 75mm rig. If there's stuff on Newbie Drone's website that you've been meaning to order anyway, I'll bet you that these are long enough. I just don't know that for a fact, and make sure that you switch to the JST 1.25. Cool? 1.0 won't do you any good unless you have a Newbie Drone AIO. Hendrix Freak is, and then you just pull back at the base of the motor. At the base of the motor, there's a little piece of shrink wrap. You just use your fingernails to peel that back. You desolder the 3 pads from the little PCB, and then swap the motor plugs. And then you put that. Make sure that you put that shrink wrap back on there. That's important. Hendrix Freakzoid, did you say Jesse posted a video today of Nightwing getting the Air65 under 15 grams? I did not see that. I've been slammed all day, but Frank Nicholas did send me a text message that said 15 grams somewhere in it, so I'm assuming that's it. I'll check it out tonight after the live stream. That's pretty cool. I wonder how they did it. I think I know how they did it. Gray Hat says 90 grams with TPU. Yeah, 90 grams is really light. Very cool. Lightweight frames are pretty rare, so that's awesome. Walter says the first wind tunnel can be easy. It's just for flow, but the same. Yeah, that's true. You know, you could certainly just not run the incoming air, motor, and prop at a lower RPM. Just space it out, right? Like, the wind speed is going to naturally slow down. So you could, like a simple setup might be Chris Rosser's exact same setup, but then a second individual ESC getting the same commands, a big long wire to a separate stand with another motor and a propeller, and then all he would need to do is dial that distance in. And so everything that the motor and prop that's being tested does, the other motor, it doesn't really matter what size motor or what size. It kind of does, but whatever. Just like throw any old 2207 with like a generic propeller on it, and then you just play with that distance between the two. More distance, and the incoming wind speed is going to be going slower because it's got to push farther. And yeah. Good call. Luke Mahoney says, I crashed my Mobula 624 today, and a little component on the camera broke at the pins. Somehow I soldered it back on and it works, but I don't trust it. What camera do you recommend? I actually really like that FXT camera that's on it. That's one of my favorite cameras. On my Mobula 6 2024, though, which is somewhere, I have... Here it is. I've moved it over. I have saved a bunch of weight by moving it to the old school Mobula 6 canopy, which is also more durable, and the RunCam Nano 3, which you can get on GetFPV. They have a direct solder version of the RunCam Nano 3. It fits in this canopy. It saves you a bunch of weight, and I think it actually is just as good. It's different than the FXT. Neither one is better than the other. But yeah, it's a lighter weight camera, and that really matters. And so, yeah, you can save a bunch of weight and gain some extra durability by doing that move. Mobula 6 canopy, you should still be able to get them in a bunch of different places, and RunCam Nano 3. King Dingaling says, broken 1102s are from having the hell out of a 2-inch baby turtle in my neighborhood. They're definitely not cement proof. Check. Good to know. I'm glad to know that they broke on cement, not on like tree branches and shit, though. Danzilla Terrible says, 5-inch glide with 03 and no action cam is the bee's knees. I have not flown a 5-inch glide without an action cam on it in a while. I'll have to try it again. CMYK says 100% in terms of, yeah, it not having quite as much momentum as you would expect. Notice says the weight on the Aura was on the site around around 71 grams. So Gray Hat weighed it and got 90 grams. And then apparently on the website it says around 71 grams. Great. Way to go, Foxeer. Striker says, my 3.5-inch build is on 1504s with a Go 3, but it's broken for now. Hesitant to go for the FPV Cycle 1606 because it's M3 mount. Stator seems perfect. Yeah, it could be. It's weird that it's scary that they're super notchy, but could be okay. Gray Hat says, what size motor would you run on that Aura Lite? I would run the my new favorite 5-inch motor, which is the AMAX 2305 and a half, 1900 kV or 1700 kV. Do the 19, and then you can motor limit it down if it's too much. That'd be for 6S. Striker says, all up weight is 280, but FPV Cycle will give me the 300 to get rid of the stupid TPU stuff. Nice. Gray Hat says, Newbie Drone Flow Whoop motors include a set of those 1.25. They do indeed. Last set I got, They know people might change them. Yeah, it is super nice of Newbie Drone to do that. Good call. Grey Hat says 90 grams of TPU. Okay. 90 grams of TPU, 71 without. Wow, that's a really light frame. So that Foxeer Aura frame, if it's 71 grams without TPU, that is a very fragile 5-inch frame. The Glide frame, which a lot of people consider to be a fragile 5-inch frame, it's not, but is 90-something grams without TPU. So that Aura frame is not a basher frame in any way, shape, or form. That's more like an 03 long range kind of frame. Interesting. 71 grams. That's really light. That would probably mean that the arms they're certainly not 6 millimeters thick. They're probably only 4 millimeters thick. They might be 5 mil thick, but yeah, that's not going to be a basher frame. You're going to want to keep that build light. That Foxeer Aura, you're going to want to be under 600 grams all up for sure. You're going to want to be like 550 to 500 grams all up weight in order for that frame to be durable, if you're going to crash it. If you're just going to long range it, whatever. Tiny Shark FPV says, what motors do you recommend on a 3-inch 03 Freestyle? The easy button is the T-Motor 1404 4600s. If you want a little bit more power, there's a T-Motor 1604. And then, yeah, those are the two motors I would recommend. The 1404, if you want to stay sub 250 with it, the T-Motor 1404 4600s are awesome. If you don't care about staying sub 250, the T-Motor 1604s are really good too. Get the highest kV they make and run for us. Grey Hat says, isn't 2305 too big? It is not. In reference to the Aura Lite. No, it's not. It's a super, super, super lightweight motor, which is why it would work. Flying Carrot, it's like a 21 gram motor or something. It's really, really, really light. Flying Carrot says, got the Air65 in the mail on the way. Is there already a solid PID tune for it readily available? Yeah, the stock tune. When you buy a bind and fly, the tune that it comes with is the tune that you want to run. Don't update it. Don't fuck around with it. Fly it as it comes out of the box. If there are problems with it, then you can start screwing around. But when you buy a bind and fly, you are paying for their custom tune, for their employees to put it all together for you, to load the software on it, to all that stuff. So for the love of God, when you buy a bind and fly, don't update Betaflight, don't change the PID tune, fly it as it is. If at some point it develops problems, sure, now you can start screwing around with stuff. Or if you change the motors, if you change the frame, if you start making mechanical changes to the rig, then maybe. But please, everybody stop changing, updating, screwing around with bind and flies. Leave them alone. They come with PID tunes that people that have done black box logs have dialed in. So if you go and you start screwing around with stuff, it's like a fucking blind person just in Betaflight. It's no good. You don't want that. You're paying for a bind and fly, bind it and fly it. If you're gonna at some point do a custom build, now you're gonna have to dive into PID tuning. But yeah, bind and fly, get it, bind it, fly the shit out of it. Focus on flying. Don't focus on anything else. If you want to focus on PID tuning and all that nonsense, do a custom build. It's one of the reasons to do a custom build. But yeah, bind and flies, bind them, fly them. Done. Nice and simple. And it's going to help too. Like, there's something to be said for focusing on flying. The hardest part of FPV is the flying part. So one of the beautiful things about buying a bind and fly is that you don't have to waste any time thinking about or changing the PID tune, the mechanical components. You get something that a manufacturer has dialed in for you. Is it the absolute best performing thing ever built? Probably not. But unless you're like 4, 5, 6 years into FPV, you'll never know. And there's a lot of value in that setup being all put together and ready to go. And so you can just focus on the most difficult part of FPV, which is the flying part. So yeah, don't think about the PID tune. Don't think about updating it. Don't think about changing the motors. Changing propellers, yeah, okay. But like, yeah, just leave it alone and just focus on flying. That is going to help you improve as a pilot much more than having 20, 25, 30% of your brain thinking about, oh, well, maybe the PID tune can be a little bit better. Let me try screwing around with it. Now it flies different, and the muscle memory that you built from the last time is gone, and you got to rebuild that muscle memory. And then you do it again. Oh, it doesn't fly as good. Let me put it back the way that it was, right? Like, throw that shit all out. If you got to bind and fly, put your rates on it, fly the fucking thing, and get better as a pilot. Really good question. Thank you for asking that so I can rant about it. Gray Hat says 5 mil carbon on the arms. I'll be damned. Okay. Timon says, I have a Walksnail Flywoo Nano with the Carbon X frame, 36.5 grams all up. Robu 1002, 23,500 motors. Gemfan 1635 props. Gets bad shutter jello on throttle, wrong props, or bad tune. Bad build, sorta. Way too heavy of a build for those motors, those propellers. That heavy of a build. I've had 2 Fiverr clients now with that rig, and no matter how many different propellers we've run and tunes that we've tried, that is too heavy of a build with not enough power. You need a more powerful motor. Unfortunately, like, there kind of are none. Like, the BetaFPV 1102 22,000 does make a little bit more power than that 1002 23,500 Flywoo Robo motor. But really, at that weight that you're at, 2S is the answer. All of the work that I've been doing on the 75 millimeter Walksnail TinyWhoops is completely relevant to that build. That build is significantly heavier with more obstruction below the propeller, right? A big, thick, not aerodynamic carbon fiber arm, flat carbon fiber arm, right? So that build is worse than the 75 mil Walksnail rigs that I'm already not happy with the way that they perform on 1S. But the 2S one is awesome. So for that rig, 2S is the answer. Keeping that rig on 1S, you're not going to get it much better than what it already is. I hate to be the bearer of bad news there. You got to get the weight down, so try to find a way to lose weight on it. And then 1635 propellers. Those props are not doing you any favors. Try the 1610 biblades on there. Try the 1608 Gemfan tri-blades on there. And then try the HQ ultra-lite biblades. That's kind of the best that you're going to do. But yeah, that bind and fly, it just doesn't fly great. If you have any other questions, Timmons, just message me on Discord. Striker says, literally what I was about to say, 1404 for sub 250, 1604 for 260. Metadertson says, is that the motor AMAX calls the Superleggera? That's the one. Jesus, I got those on a 3.5 inch CineWhoop, I think. Good lord, that's a lot of motor for a 3.5 inch CineWhoop. Just Mo says, how does Walksnail compare to DJI? Range, penetration, versatility. There's tons of content here on YouTube with those comparisons if you want to look at it for yourself. But basically, Walksnail is just like old school DJI, but with slightly better image quality. Old school DJI is only 720, Walksnail is 1080. The range and whatnot is pretty much exactly the same, so it's great. It's the best that we have other than 03. 03 has a little bit more range, a little bit better quality, but it's heavy and it's can be a pain in the ass in a lot of ways. And And it's the pain in the ass of the O3 system is that it's like this much. Walksnail is like this, man. There's a TinyWhoop. You can run it on a TinyWhoop, super lightweight. There's heavier weight. There's like night cams, infrared cams, and shit. Walksnail has got a ton of different options. O3 is one VTX and one camera, and that's it. And they do a really good job at that one thing, but they're kind of specific. And for me, I don't really understand O3 on anything other than like a 3 or a 3.5 inch rig. I don't see the point in carrying such a heavy, expensive, terrible in low light camera and VTX setup on a 5-inch rig that's also going to carry a GoPro. The power of O3, in my opinion, is how good the DVR is. And so it's brilliant on a 3-inch rig or a 3.5-inch rig or maybe even a 2.5-inch rig. But yeah, it doesn't necessarily, it's a great FPV and HD cam. It's not the best FPV cam. It's not the best HD cam. But that's just me. The extra range is cool. I wouldn't be willing to sacrifice low light performance and latency for that extra range. But that's just me. I don't push range like crazy when I fly. Timmons says, smooth brain moment. 36.5 on the Flywoo is the dry weight. Then add a 450 mAh1S. Yeah, it's a fat bastard. It's a fat little rig, and that's the problem with it. That rig needs 2S desperately. Chromaticus says, is 24 grams dry for 65 millimeter Walksnail build too heavy? I'm running Cockroach Light AF, 40,000 kV skirts. Nope, that's about right. I think that's exactly right, come to think of it. I haven't weighed mine in a minute, though. Hold on, let me see. 25.3. What did you say? 24. Yeah, so you're lighter than me. Good job. That's about as good as it's going to get, my friend. Careful with hammering on full throttle. Those motors will drag that battery down so much that you'll black out the or brown out the VTX. So only go full throttle for like a split second at a time. Don't hammer full throttle or you'll lose video. Borked Bit says, any info on Runcam Split 4? None whatsoever. I didn't even know that that was a thing. I didn't even know that that existed, to be honest. So yeah. Giveaway time, my friends. Wait, actually, hold on. I stole that from Mighty Car Mods. Go subscribe to their channel. It's the best car channel on YouTube. I did a little Amazon order, and I got 2 of these tiny ass little microphones. I've already installed one of them for these HD0 goggles. These HD0 goggles, the DVR records audio. They've got a mic built in, but it's not great. So there's a little microphone port here. Best bet would be to run a lavalier mic and run the wire down under your shirt and put it here. But this is just too fucking handy, and these were super cheap. I'm tempted to say that if you have a set of HD0 goggles and you want to buy this other... Yeah, this other microphone is for sale. Buy this off of me, and then I'll use the money that you pay me for this to buy another different... There's a bunch of these tiny little microphones on Amazon. I'll use the money that you pay me for this to buy a different one, and then I'll review them. And then I'll sell that one, and I'll buy a different one, and I'll review one. And together, we will find the best tiny little microphone for HD0 goggles. I'll tell you what, man. The DVR in this recording audio is fucking great. Because every single time that you start flying, you can just say with your mouth, hey, by the way, this is the so-and-so build on so-and-so motors. And having that info 6 months later when you look at DVR and you're like, wow, that thing flies great. I wish I knew what motors and shit it was on. Or, man, that flies terrible. It's amazing. So if you've got HD0 goggles that you use for analog, for God's sakes, get one of these little tiny microphones on it. What a nice little thing to have. I'm sure this microphone's fine. I don't know why I want to test microphones, but it'll be fun, I guess. Last 3 comments, and then chill on the comments because I got to do the giveaways. Chill on the comments until after the giveaways, I should say. BetaFPV says, got my 65mm Walksnail down to 21.5 grams. How the fuck did you do that? Flies like a dream. Chromaticus says, I was able to get it even lighter with the new air flight controller and ceramic ELRS antenna, about 23.5 grams dry. God damn. Walter says, HD0 works with Walksnail. It does not. 2 totally different things. Just Mo says, my HD0 goggles are the best investment I made since starting FPV. I'm pretty blown away by mine. I do admittedly wish that they were a little bit more comfortable, a little bit lighter. I wish they weren't so deep. I wish they were just a little bit closer to my face. But they are amazing goggles. All right, chill on the comments, please, because I'm going to miss a bunch of them, and we're diving into giveaways. When we do the giveaways, another benefit of joining Patreon is that you'll get full access to my Discord. And on my Discord is a text channel called the Video Collective. In the Video Collective, you can leave your edits, your flying, your whatever. And while I'm doing some things behind the scenes real quick to set these giveaways up, I play 3 of you beautiful bastards flight files. Speaking of Patreon, welcome to the Gangly Gang, Asta. Thanks for joining, my friend. And then we've got John C. Welcome to the Gangly Gang, brother. Thanks for joining the Patreon. And hang on one second. Oh shit! My sticker order from a sticker company that doesn't send out weird, creepy-ass emails trying to convince their customer base to vote for Trump arrived. And apparently is upstairs. I'm going to go grab it when I put these flight files on, and we can take a look at what the company's Sticky Brands stickers look like. I'm excited. All right. I am getting over to the Video Collective here. All right, so tonight we are going to watch Just Mo, which is an Instagram reel that should work. No, it doesn't really work because I can't really play it big enough, unfortunately. It kind of has to be YouTube because I'm playing it full screen. But if you guys want to check out the most recent comment in the Video Collective is Just Mo ripping around a cool looking bando spot. We are going to take a look at, what is this, Timmons? Looks like Timmons put something up. Nope, I can't play that either because it's not on YouTube. It's got to be on YouTube, friends. Crash, I love it. Crash and Burn FPV, great name. Here we go with this. Here's one. Let me get this just kind of queued up, and I gotta mute these. Okay, cool. Crash and Burn is gonna be the first thing that we watch, and then we're gonna take a look at. Oh my God, you guys have not been posting anything in here. Come on, I need YouTube stuff. CMYK with Java Clownin'. This is a great edit. Right. There's that one. And the third one is going to be Sulfur FPV. Punishing a new Walksnail 1S 75mm whoop. Hell yeah. Now we're talking. All right. I got these 3 going here. We're going to take a look at Sulfur FPV first. Here comes the link. There it is in chat. I need to get some copyright-free music going here. That ain't the one. That ain't the one. Hold on. That ain't the one either. That ain't the one. We know that one. No. 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 This'll work. Alright. Oh, God! Come on. Okay. There we go. Alright. I need to go here. And I'll be back in a minute, friends. And I'll have everything all set up for us. Hold on. Actually, I need to do one more thing. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Computer, work. Yep. I need that over here. I need this here. Play this. And then... Alright, I'll be right back with everything all set up. All right, friends. I'm gonna have to edit that little bit of top dead center out at the end of this live stream. That was not great. All right, here we go. Giveaway time. Pull this over here. Bring this back to the other screen. Get this out of the way. Get this out of the way. And okay. All right. First up, we've got the TinyWhoop Toothpick tier. Here's what you beautiful patrons are playing for. It's a frame extravaganza. It's a lot of things extravaganza. It is, as I mentioned earlier, a Newbie Drone 82mm frame. This is for the 45mm props. BetaFPV Air frame with the little canopy, with the air canopy. 1 to 1.5 sets, 1 to 1.5 sets. I can't remember if it's 4 or 6. I think it's 6 of each. Every single GemFan TinyWhoop propeller. 1.2, 1.6. I think there's even like the 45mm props in here. Bi-blade, tri-blade, quad blade. One of every. Last GemFan sponsor prop box that I got, I told them I want all the TinyWhoop propellers. And then I sat there and I segmented them all out for you beautiful bastards. So one of every. The only props in there that are missing are the 1219S's. These are the red ones from Weebly that they very kindly sent me. Happymodel Module 6 frame with the little hardware in there. These foam strips are for that Newbie Drone 82mm frame. Stickers, as always, Fly Tribe. This is for the Newbie Drone cockroach frames, little landing pads, flotation device, sticker, flotation TinyWhoop sticker, some random screws, very cool little 6 batteries a day TinyWhoop battery holder. Very cool little sticker. These are the ultra short Cockroach 65 V3 motor screws and a set of Mamba Toka 1202 8500 kV motors. It's going to be good for 2S or 3S. There's your TinyWhoop giveaway for this afternoon. Here is... Hang on. External headphones. There we go. All right, cool. And here are all the tickets. Let's see who wins and who dies a slow, horrible death. Nobody will die, I promise. Aber the Ham hanging out on the left. He just got blown away as soon as I said it. MX Pickles on the top. He just got blown away too. Everybody's getting blown away. Andy Willema, you have won, my friend. Congratulations. I'm going to write your name on here, grab your address off of Patreon, and mail you your stuff. Andy Wellema. Congratulations, homie! One of the reasons that I have to do these giveaways through Patreon is it's the only way that I can have your guys' addresses. And I don't want it to be like you have to be at the stream to win. Because not everybody can watch on Monday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern Time. Next up is the 3-inch micro brushless tier. And look, there's a whole bunch of stuff in here. I'm not gonna... I'll dump it out. I'll dump it out! We've got 2 or 3 sets of GemFan 3020 propellers. I think it's 3 sets in there in Smoke Crotch Gray. We've got a whole bunch of stickers. Broken Prop Crew. Salt Lake City Racing, which is what Weebly used to be called. Brain 3D Holographic. Danzilla the Terrible Holographic. Fly Tribe. CMYK. Little tiny T-Motor sticker. Weebly holographic sticker. Another T-Motor sticker. Fly High sticker. Little tiny thing of super glue. To remind you to only buy little tiny things of super glue so that they don't dry out. They're still going to dry out. The little foam fetuses for the TinyWhoop things. Little tiny packages of little tiny screws. A bunch of, I'm going to say, 24 gauge wire. Some extra wire for those micro builds that you're doing with race wires. Little XT30 rubber cap. And this is actually a 5-inch ESC, but it's very lightweight and super small, so this works totally fine. This would be a great CineWhoop ESC. This is the Newbie Drone Cricket FPV, brand new ESC with the little breakout cable. That is your 3-inch micro brushless and CineWhoop giveaway. That ESC will handle anything you're going to throw at it for like a CineWhoop or a 3 or a 3.5-inch rig. So yeah, perfect little ESC for a micro. Here we go. Somebody's going to win. Metal Dirtskin's hanging in there by motor number 4. Propellant FPVs on the bottom left there. Aaron FPV on the bottom right by motor 1. Who's it going to be? Christopher Dilks is hanging in. Aaron FPV. Look, I called it. Damn. Aaron FPV, congratulations. You got some stuff coming to you. AARON FPV. There it is. 5-inch tier is here. And it's an easy one. I'm not sending you the box for it. This is the box for it. It'll fit in one of these. I had to take it out of the box. This is a Avenger 225 HD frame by this company, TCMM. Apparently this is a nice frame. I think it was Frank Nicholas was telling me that that he digs this frame. And so yeah, it's all in there. The carbon, the standoffs, the screws, it's all in there. It's just stupid for me to ship it in this box. And then there's a bunch of stickers and whatnot. You know, Fly Tribe sticker, Race Day Quad sticker, some other stuff. All right. And here are all the beautiful people on the $20 and the $30 a month tier. Here we go. Kevin Sumner instantly gets blown away. Christopher Dilks on the top left, an old friend of mine. Aaron FPV on the top right. He might win twice. Parker Lipscomb on the top right next to him. It's going to be Parker or Frank. It's Parker. Congratulations, homie. You have won. ParkerLipscomb. There it is. That concludes our Patreon giveaways. Last but obviously not least is the Open to Anyone giveaway. $5 a ticket. You can buy as many tickets as you want. Super Chat or PayPal. PayPal link is over on CiottiFPV.com. Here's what you're playing for. Of course, maybe the last one ever. It's up to Douglas Otwell. If he wants to make more, awesome. If not, super cool of him to make as many as he has made. The Gangly Fan. A fresh Gangly Fan. This is mine. This is exactly what it looks like. Beautiful, red, glittery polycarbonate with the Gangly Fan logo put in there. So cool. So cool. The only way that you can get these is by getting in on these giveaways. So much love to Douglas Otwell for making a whole bunch of these and refusing to let me pay him for them. So yeah, there's a Gangly Fan. That's the big item, the super rare, super awesome. It's powered by a barrel plug, so you can use 2S or 3S goggle batteries on it. It's awesome. That makes it like, you know, wireless basically, and you can use it to push solder fumes out. You can use it to keep Walksnail rigs from melting into the goddamn ground. Super cool to have. Bunch of stickers. My $10 sticker sheet with 5 stickers designed by CMYK. Flywoo sticker sheet with cool kind of metallic. This wacky sticker. This wacky sticker. Fly Tribe. This wacky sticker. Little thing of super glue. The last pack of CiottiFPV M&Ms. They say CiottiFPV on them, and they're white. My dad got me a whole bunch of these for you guys for Christmas. Super cool. TinyWhoop 6-a-day battery holder, 3D printed. Random little pack of tiny screws. Douglas Otwell took some of the extra material and made these cool little, like, I don't know, dog tag keychain things with the Gangly Gang logo on them. Very cool. And version 2 thermally resistive putty from massadhesive.com. If you don't have some of this stuff, get it. The guy that runs this website hooked me up with a really good deal on a whole bunch of these. I explained to him that I wanted to give a bunch of these away on my giveaways, and he gave me a massive discount, so I bought a whole bunch of these for you guys. That's it, my friends. That's what you're playing for. $5 a ticket. Buy as many tickets as you want. Ready, go. Get this stuff jammed in here, and I will start adding people to the giveaway. FPV raffle in here. And it looks like I missed Rodney and Cloudhopper from a month ago. I have them typed in. So Rodney and Cloudhopper are already on here. They sent super chats, I believe, or maybe it was PayPal's in late last week. So now they're good to go. Now we're all caught up. All right. Bob Bruce with a $5 super chat. He says, get me in for that gangly fan. You got it, my friend. You are getting an ticket. I'm going to put it on this screen so that you guys can make sure I don't screw up. Timmons with a $10 super chat. He's getting 2. Oh, hold on. Let me create some spaces here. 1 and 2. Notice with a $5 super chat. He's getting a ticket. He says, Daddy needs a gangly fan. Thank you for the support, friends. Danzilla the Terrible with 6 Canadian Californian dollars. He says, 1 ticket for Mick Mucus to ensure his victory. Deal. Mick, you are on the wheel, thanks to Danzilla the Wonderful. All right, jumping over to PayPal. Double Deuce with a $10 PayPal. He says, 2 tickets, please. You got it, my friend. I think that's Mick Mucus, right? I think that's Mick Mucus's email address or whatever. I could be wrong. Metal Dartskin, John Ray with a $5 PayPal. He says, just the one this time. Thank you, brother. You are going on the wheel. Can't win if you don't play, friends. 1 is better than none. Oh, shit. My dad sent $20 via PayPal, and he says 2 for each of the time stampers. Very cool of you, Dad. I'm just going to say Apache. Apache Smoke Wounded Sniper is going to get 2. And then Quadbot is going to get 2 as well. Thank you, Dad. Thank you, Apache Smoke. Thank you, Quadbot. We've got Kevin James with a $20 PayPal. He's getting 4 tickets. He wants the gangliest of the fans in all the gangly fans. 1, 2, 3, 4 for Kevin James. All right, back to the super chats. King Dingaling with a $5 super chat. He says, maybe it's my lucky day. Thank you, brother. Northern Tier with a $10 super chat. He says, 2 tickets, sir. You got it, my friend. We've got 1 and 2. Kevin James with a $10 super chat. He says, 2 here, 4 PayPal. Kevin James really wants the gangly fan. It could be his last chance. So he's making it count. McMucus says, Double Deuce is my record label. Ah, there it is. I knew that was you, McMucus. I knew it. All right, friends. If you have sent a PayPal and I haven't put you on here yet, for the love of God, tag me in chat and say, yo, wait. McMucus tagged me and said, check your PayPal. Good to go. Metal Dirtson says, PayPal. Gotcha. Curtis Hayes says, I should eat my CiottiFPV M&Ms before they get too old. They're already from Christmas, so they're already like 6 months old. Although, I mean, the candy shell probably locks in the freshness of the chocolate. I assume that M&Ms last a long time. Striker says, how do I connect my Patreon to my Discord? There is a... On the Discord, there's a how-to. Where the hell is it? It's in here. So this is it. Everybody has this welcome to the Gangly Gang. And then here it is. If you're a patron but not being tagged as such, blah, 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 blah. It breaks it all down right here. So it's under the Patreon only, but it's an unlocked text channel. It's the only unlocked, one of the only unlocked text channels under Patreon only. So yeah, this tells you how to do it. Adam Weston with a last-minute PayPal. He says 2 tickets, please. You got it, my friend. And 1 and 2. I think we are good to go. Anybody else? All right, friends. Let's see who has won. The gangliest of all the fans in the land. Here we go. Ready? 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 Let's go. The goat's getting tired, man. Northern Tears hanging in on the left. Kevin James, top left. Double L Deuce, hard left. Apache Smoke on the bottom left. Off on the right, Quad Bod. John Ray just got blown away. Sorry, brother. Notice is hanging in. Kevin James is hanging in. Double L Deuce is hanging in. It's going to be one of them. Oh, shit. Apache Smoke, Wounded Sniper. A well-deserved win. Congratulations, brother. Apache Smoke, I don't know if I have your info, your address. Hold on a second. Let me, Hello, little dog. How are you, sir? Let me take a quick look. Hold on. Ooh, I do. Well, maybe. No, I don't. Apache Smoke, I need your address. He's in another time zone. He doesn't watch these live, but he puts all the timestamps on, so I know that he at least like watches these at some point. So yeah, hook me up with your address, brother, and I will send you a package of stuff. I guess technically speaking, there's a chance that he'll say not to ship it. I can't imagine that he wouldn't want it, but if for some reason he says like no, I'm good to go, we will respin. I will leave this. I will click play again, and that leaves everybody up. So yeah, if I need to respin Wednesday, I'll respin, but I can't imagine that he won't want me to ship this stuff. And I'm willing to ship outside of the country as long as we go halvesies. Sometimes the shipping outside of the U.S. is like brutal, like $30-$40 brutal. Usually it's only $24, but sometimes it's nuts. So yeah, there's a chance that you guys might get hooked up on Wednesday. So come back on Wednesday, 10 o'clock Eastern time, same as tonight. Martin Tanley with a $10 super chat. He says, thanks for all your dedication to the hobby. Here's a little appreciation. Quick question about the motors tab. I've been confused with identifying how many poles for the motor in Betaflight. How do I see? Thank you, Martin, for the super generous super chat. It's super easy. That's a lot of supers. Count the magnets in the bell. So take whatever your motor is, and like on the side of the motor, like wherever the logo is, for example, that's like magnet number 1, and then just spin it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then around will roll the logo again. That being said, basically 5-inch, 4-inch, and some 3-inch motors are 14. TinyWhoop and like toothpick motors tend to be 12. But yeah, it's the number of magnets in the bell. It's actually not the number of stator poles, and you can just count them. If it's a TinyWhoop, it's going to be 12. If it's a 5-inch motor, it's going to be 14. In between, there's some variance there, but yeah, you can just count the magnets on the bell, and away you go. Let me know if that makes sense. Douglas Otwell says, I have a box of fans ready to get in the mail this week. Dude, so cool of you. So cool. Everybody give Douglas Otwell a giant shout out. Doug, can we go to your channel and subscribe or something? Thank you, dude. Very, very, very cool of you. So that will not be the last Gangly fan, which I'm sure Kevin James is happy to hear. But Kevin, you're going to have to wait another month to have another shot to win one. Thanks, everybody. I'm going to write Apache Smoke on here and then link up with him after the stream. Apache Smoke. Awesome. All right. What time is it? Oh, wow, it's late. 11:46. Jeez. All right, we're not going to do much motor testing, but maybe we can do a little. I'm super curious to test the 1.6-inch props. And so I can do that on... I'm going to do that on this rig right here because I've already pulled one motor off. So this is a continuation of the testing from yesterday. This currently has... Oh, yeah, great. This has the 30,000 kV iGal motors on here. Just Mo says 6 packs. Let's do a tiny little bit of motor testing, and then I'll fly a few batteries. You guys make sure you get your 6 batteries in today. If you have to do it right now, do it right now. But I want to test a 1002 on a 1.6-inch prop. So let me just remove one of these. And then I've got a bunch of the 802 30,000s bolted down to this rig. And we'll see what's happening there. This is another 2G4. This is not the... I have 2 Jungle Gym bashers. One of them is on the X12. This one is on the 2G4. I'm doing all of this motor testing on 2G4 AIOs. I don't want to throw the... I don't want to throw a different AIO into the mix. God forbid it produces slightly different results. I am going to test that at some point, though. I am going to fire up the X12 AIO with the same motor as a 2G4 AIO and just make sure that there shouldn't be. Like, my understanding of ESCs is that regardless of the amp rating of the FET, it's going to put the power to the motor. If the motor asks for too much power and the battery provides too much power, the FET's going to explode. It is not my understanding that like a 5 amp FET will make less power than a 12 amp FET, but we can test that, and we will. And we'll also test like... I'll test all of the AIOs that I have access to here with as similar of a motor as possible. Hopefully the exact same motor. Just to kind of see if there's any weirdness there. All right, cool. So we got a 1002, 22,000 with a 1.6-inch biblade, and then we've got an 0802, 30,000 little custom-ish motor. Let's do this real quick to start the 1.6-inch prop testing, and then I will continue it on my time. Firing up the power supply. Plugging in the... Hold on. Let me just get this window out of the way. Well, I got to pull this back over here. So there we go. All right, so we're now going to be working all the way off on the right in the 1610 section here. So, and we've got RPM at 100%. Okay, so the voltage is going to... I will double check, but... the voltage should be roughly the same. I'm going to scroll down here. So we're going to be working with this and this. RC and power 1002 22,000. Happymodel 0802 30,000. I'm going to guess that the voltage is going to come down to 3.8, but we are going to take a look at that in the motors tab. Let's get Betaflight fired up here. If you want more info on what we're doing here, yesterday's live stream was like completely dedicated to it, and I explained it in a bunch of different ways. I don't necessarily have time to go all the way in and explain it again, but yeah, yesterday's stream has lots of good motor info in it. So here we go. I'm just going to fire these guys up. Motor number... actually, I need to make sure that they're spinning in the right direction first. Everything looks like it's props in, right? Yeah, everything's props in. All right, cool. This one's going to be a little bit harder to hold on to. These bigger props and bigger motors do make extra jam. So we're going to connect, go to motors, and just really quickly make sure everything is spinning in the right direction. Motor 1. is wrong. Glad I checked. Reverse it. Oh, damn it. This is one of the ones that won't reverse. Oh! The rest of them are correct. I'm just going to switch the propeller on motor 1. Okay, so this is a left side high. I just need a right side high. Of course, that's another left side high. Give me the propeller that I need. Damn it. There we go. Come on, come on, come on. Come off. Come off. Hold on. Oh, God. There we go. Okay. Prop has been switched. The propellers are way more draggy when you spin them in the wrong direction. Shit, that propeller is going to fly off. Guaranteed. Guarantee this propeller comes off. I'm going to give it a shot anyway, though. All right, here we go. Motor 1. 49,500. 49.5. I'm going to type that in before I forget it. 49.5. That was the RCN power motor. 49,500. There we go. And then we're going to test 3 of these Happymodel 802. I can't believe the prop didn't fly off. Here we go. 46,000. 49,000. 46,000. I see 46.7, so call it 48. 49 down to 48. I saw 46.7. Call it 47. I'm going to average these out to 48,000. 48,000. So, super interesting stuff, if nothing else here. 48,000 kV out of a 30,000 kV motor. 49,500 out of a 22,000 kV motor. This is what we've been talking about forever. The smaller stator motors, even though they're wound to higher KVs, they can't necessarily push the propeller all the way up to that higher KV. Especially on a static thrust stand test where I'm holding this thing in place. Once it's in the air and it can move and get some incoming air, that problem becomes a lot less horrifying. But yeah, there you go. I'm going to stop there just because it's so late and somebody specifically asked me to fly. But that, let's take a quick look. I just want to kind of compare this to the 1219 props. So the RCN Power 1002, 22,000 kV motor on the 1210 propeller wound all the way up to 60,000 kV here. On the 1610 propeller, it could only turn 49,500. That is a massive difference. That is a huge, huge, huge difference in RPM from 1.2 to 1.6 inch. They're both 10-pitch propellers. That's crazy. And then an even bigger difference is the Happymodel 802 30,000 pulling 60,000 on the 1210 propeller, and then only 48,000 on the 1610. So, yeah. I'm not super surprised that there's that much of a difference, but yeah, that's pretty slick. Very cool. Lots more 1610 testing results will be filled in here as I do more of them. Probably I'll do a little bit tonight, do a little bit more tomorrow, and yeah, we'll keep learning shit. I'm super interested to see what those other 802s do, but I need to finish up the 802s. I need to test more than one of a couple of these 802s on that 1210 propeller. Curtis Hayes says 14.94 grams in the BetaFPV Air65 video I posted in General Nonsense. Yeah, Frank Nicholas sent me a link to that. I'm going to watch it after the stream. Just Mo says, when I can't reverse motors, I do it in the ESC configurator. Yep, me too. Just Mo also says, have you tried the ultralight 31mm HQ props? I have. They're great. How do they feel? Because I'm trying to do an ultralight HD0 build. They're really good. They are a little bit lower pitch than the GemFan 1219S's, so they don't make quite as much power, but they are lighter. So they're great. They're cheap. Get them. All of you should have at least 2 or 3 sets of GemFan 1210 biblades, GemFan 1219S tri-blades, and the HQ ultralight 31mm YOLO tri-blades. Those 3 propellers are absolute necessities, and they're all different, which is why you should have all 3 of them. They all fly drastically different, but they're all brilliant, and they're all way better than all of the other 1.2-inch props that are out there. So get your some if you don't already have them. Let's fly. We are gonna go ass opposite ends of the spectrum. We're gonna fly big power, big weight, medium power, super lightweight. Hold on. Hold on, please. Ah, goggle battery's dead. Hang on. Come on now. Yeah. Tell me I have another goggle battery. Come on now. What? What? Now, here we go. What? Yeah, this will work. This will work. This is fine. Okay. Hang on. Hang on, friendos. Oh, come on. Get in there. Can you cooperate, goggle strap? There it is. Got it. Okay. All is well. All's right with the world. All right, so first up, we're going to fly big power, big weight. 18.1 grams, 36,000 kV. On a 300 mAh battery. The lightweight rig that we're going to fly is going to be on 260 mAh batteries. Let me see what the difference in all-up weight is here. This is going to be a massive difference in all-up weight between these 2 rigs. Mainly because of the batteries, but also because of some of the other build differences here. By the way, I flew this 36,000 kV, 18.1 gram dry rig outside a day or 2 ago. It was fucking awesome. I loved it. 26.4 grams is what we're about to fly with 36,000 kV. The 28,000 kV rig is going to be 23.7 grams. Huge difference in all-up weight. Huge difference in dog up weight too. Oh, and I'm gonna open the sticker bag too. All right, we got some shit to do. Let's blast. I've got the wrong module in. Let me switch that out real fast, like here. All right, that's the right one. Give it a second to bind. Cut this sticker bag opens that I've got here. There we go. And it's time. HD0 goggles, what are you doing? Give me life. Why are they not? Did it not fire up the analog module? Now it did. That was odd. All right. Hey, now I got video. Big weight, big power. Teddy is big mad. Teddy is very big, very mad. Whoa, what was that? Here are the speakers that I just picked up that are way too big. These are JBL Studio 580s. I've had an eBay alert for these for 2 years. I'm dumb, and I needed to have an eBay alert for the 570. They do not fit in the spot where they need to go, which is here. I don't know how I screwed this up, but I screwed it up. Here's the new rug that Maggie just got. We finally think we might have a rug in this living room. I like the living room without the rug, but Maggie's hell-bent on having a rug in there, and, you know, it's cool. I don't care enough to fight. Big weight, big power. Up in the living room, where it lives. Oh, I can't believe I got through the things in the stairs. That's just luck. That is very little skill. Oh, God, don't go in the fucking water bowl, please. One of the questions... so this rug is kind of shaggy. One of the questions that I have is... will I be able to crash in this rug and take back off? I'm going to tempt fate. Oh, no, I can't. No, it's too tall. Oh. Yeah, no, it blocks the motors. Oh, that sucks a big bag of dicks. All right, well, I can't crash in the living room anymore. Hold on, I'll be right back. Shit. The little pieces of rug were all wound around the bottom of the motors, too. Missed it. Got it! Hey! Where you at, Teddy? There you is. What's up, small dog? You down to chase? Get it, buddy! Get it! It's evil. You must kill. Come on, buddy. Come on. I'm flying backwards just for you. Get mad, doggy. Get mad. Get mad, buddy. Get mad. Get even. Get that TinyWhoop. It's evil. Shit! Don't you... Like put his teeth on it that time. Bad boy. Oh, these motors have a shitload of fluff from that upstairs carpet. Oh yeah, man, the floor is officially lava upstairs. Oh my god, that was like one. No, I guess that was like arming it twice or three times, 2 or 3 times up there. All right, more abuse. Careful. Careful, small boy. Careful, small boy. Those teeth. Those teeth, man. That's new. That's new. What a funny dog. His battery's sagging like crazy. Still good power, though. Ooh, that proximity. Ah! So yeah, anybody near Atlanta wants to buy a set of JBL Studio 580s, let me know. They're actually phenomenal speakers. I haven't even hooked them up yet. I'm gonna. But yeah, they're too big for upstairs. And I have like a full Paradigm setup down here. I don't necessarily think I want to swap the floor standers out. But yeah, these are like some of the best sub $1,000 speakers ever made, floor standers ever made. people on... I've found a couple of budget audiophile groups on Facebook and Reddit and whatnot. And, like, when you ask those guys, like, you know, sub $1,000 floor standers, what's it going to be? These are it. These are the ones. JBL Studio 580s, 570s, and 590s. And I got a hell of a deal on these. Like, so much so that I drove 2 hours to get them. And I've had that eBay alert set up forever. And, like, the deal that I got on these is lower than any price that I've ever seen. Like, the guy didn't know what he had. I think they sold these... There are, like... So what I've noticed in the budget audiophile groups is that, like... there are speakers that were sold in, like, big box stores, like Best Buy and whatnot, at some point. And so then loads of people bought them that aren't necessarily into hi-fi, and they don't know what they have. And so there's, like, a couple of these speakers that pop up on Facebook groups and eBay and whatnot every so often that, like, people will not know what they're actually worth, and they'll put them up for a lot less than yeah, they should be. And these are an example of those. Oh my god! Fuck you with a fucking file! Teddy, you're being a fucking lunatic tonight. Can you back it off a notch or two, please? Hey! No! What happened to just putting your mouth towards it? What is this now teething on the TinyWhoops thing, my friend? What is going on there? Everything was fine. Now you're being a lunatic. Teddy Spaghetti. I love this dog so much. I did get a I will admit, I did get, man, the power that these motors make is just outrageous. I did get him a 20-foot long training leash and choke collar today, because he does need to learn a little bit of respect. He does need he doesn't really care about the word no, and that's bad. So I need to I need to do a little bit of work with him in the front yard. I would also like for him to be able to, oh, that power, yo! Oh, I would love to be able to let him out in the front yard and not worry about him running away. Hey, easy, big fella. So, yeah, I've been really procrastinating doing this, but it's time. It's long overdue. I mean, he's still a puppy though. He's still like, I think he's only like 2 years old or so. And he is really well behaved for having no training whatsoever. So yeah, but it's time. Oh shit. Fuck, man. I love the ultimate freestyle TinyWhoop formula. This is so good, man. This is so good. Oh no. No, let me go. Thank you. Teddy, are you out of the way? No, you're in the way. Ah! What can I do over there? Can I make this happen? Oh, shit! Hold on. I'll try another couple times. Over here. Oh, man, it's hard to stick it to the wall. What I'm basically trying to do is a big-ass wall ride into the into the dive tunnel. See if I can get this. Nope. Getting closer, though. Oh, that was there! Teddy wants to help. Theodore Spaghetti Monster. Oh, shit! I think I might have caught him that time. No, he doesn't care. It landed on the back of the desk. It's great. Let's see here. Oh, so close. Uh-oh. Oh, God damn it. It's like a foot away from me. Oh, God. Boy, I felt that breeze. Oh, no! I don't know why I didn't invert it. That was weird. If I would have inverted it, I could have kept it off the ceiling. Hey, there we go. All right, so that's big power, big weight. Now we're going to do medium power, lightweight. 36,000 kV. Now we're going down to... I got to change this transmitter battery like right now. It's at 6.6 volts. That's no good. Now we're going to go down to... so we're going from 36,000 kV 702s down to 28,000. But we're also going from GemFan 1210 biblades to 1219S tri-blades. You should be able to tell a difference pretty easily. All right, fresh transmitter battery going in. McBucas lost a VTX due to suspected dog drool last week. Kinetic, that was the classic OG Ultimate Freestyle TinyWhoop setup, which is just basically a previous generation Mobula 6 with BT 2.0 and a motor swap. The AIO in the previous gen Mobula 6 is called the 2G4. Different frame. Yeah, I mean, it's a full build. It's a Cockroach 65 V3 frame, GemFan 1210 biblades, and a Micro V, an ORT Micro V antenna. All right, hang on one more second here, friends. It is lightweight time. All right. Where's the... There it is. 260. I'm going to have to switch the ELRS module. 1 second. And... All right, cool. So we're dropping like almost 4 grams here because of the smaller battery. We're now going from a 300 mAh folded cell BT 2.0 to a 260. And with these lower kV motors, this 260 mAh battery is just fine. Believe it or not, these both have the same camera on them, just different generations. Man, that felt weird. It was in horizon mode. Oh boy. Okay. Come on. Ooh, this tune is at the limit. Oh my god, this feels so different. It doesn't help that it keeps... I need the battery voltage to come down a little bit. It's oscillating a little bit every once in a while, and when it oscillates, it's not doing what I tell it to. Come on, man! There we go. Jesus Christ on a crutch. So, it being so much lighter weight, it changes direction really quick, and I'm adjusting to that at the moment. Jesus Christ, Teddy. What the fuck? Jesus. All right. My God, man. Hey! So, it's, man, how many fucking times am I gonna crash unrecoverable tonight? Jesus. I can't believe how much harder this is to fly. It's just so much lighter. Like, it changes direction so much faster. I have to be so much faster on the sticks with the lightweight rig because it's just changing direction all over the place. I've been flying the heavier, more powerful rigs quite a lot lately, and so apparently I've adjusted to them. There was a while that I was flying these ultra lightweight rigs a lot, and I was getting used to them. But yeah, man, totally different flight experience. I have to speed up. I mean, you can see it, right? Like it's everything's happening so much faster. And like it is more accurate at the lightweight because it has less mass. But you have to be there. Like as a pilot, you have to be ready for that. And you have to kind of speed things up a little bit. Hold on, let me get these goggles on my face a little bit better. There we go. Whoo! Can you guys see the Jesus Christ? Can you guys see the jello? To make these Mobula 6 2024 AIOs lighter, what I'm 99% sure that they've done is remove some capacitance. And there's jello that everybody with Mobula 6 2024s is getting in the middle of the throttle. That I don't really think is solvable. These really lightweight rigs are super interesting, don't get me wrong. And I like them a lot. But it comes with some problems. It's no free lunches. Oh, this battery's done. Oh, God. Where's my low battery warning? Come on now. That is over discharge. Let's get that straight on the charger. Hopefully I didn't hurt it too bad. Oh, no. It bounced back to 3.6. Not too bad. Should be fine. All right, last battery of the live stream, friends. I hope you got your 6 batteries in today. Here we go. As I fly this more, I'm getting more and more used to speeding up my fingers. And crashing less. Man, even though it's only 28,000 kV compared to 36, the lighter weight and the 1219 propellers mean that this has plenty of power. And it's got better response time. These 1219S propellers weigh the same as the 1210 biblades. So the response time is pretty much identical. I tried to do a Matty flip into a backwards dive. Sometimes I can get it. It's you can't even see what's happening though when I do it because it's like, it just everything explodes in front of you, and it's like, oh, was that even impressive? Do I even know what just happened? Maybe, maybe not. Ah, shit! I forced it. No, I never force it. Oh fuck. No, no, no. What? How is it like that? This is 16.6 grams dry. The rig we were flying a minute ago is 18.1. This is also on tri-blades, which are a little more grippy. Floor is lava. Don't forget. Oh shit. Oh shit. Now we good. Oh man, these lightweight rigs are so much fun to fly. They're just so reactive. Like this is a Miata, and the ultimate freestyle TinyWhoop is like an E46 M3. This is like a 4,000. This is like a 2,000 pound curb weight car versus like 3,000, 3,500 pounds curb weight. This is so alive. Not that the ultimate freestyle TinyWhoop isn't plenty alive, especially compared to everything else that you fly in FPV, but this is like alive and mainlining heroin. Like this is almost too fast. Like this is nutty. I love it. Don't get me wrong, but he was patiently waiting for it. See that? Patiently waiting, this doggy. Oh, fucker. Whoo, boy. Man. I have not noticed so drastically the difference between 18 point something grams and 16 point something grams as I did just now. That is bananas. But it's not just that. This is also biblades versus tri-blades, 36,000 kV versus 28,000 kV. Like, there's a bunch of things that are different between these two. But, man, the pacing that I have to fly at on the super lightweight rig is nuts. All right, friends, last thing that we're doing is taking a look at Sticky Brand stickers. I ordered a bunch. They had some good deals, and I ordered more than I should. These stickers are much thicker. That's immediately noticeable. So, we've got a whole bunch of gangly gangs. I got everything in matte. Yeah, it looks just like the other dumbass sticker company. This is new. I've never had this sticker before. And then I got a couple of their little like sample packs, which are kind of cool. Sample holographic, sample glow in the dark, sample matte, sample gloss. And then I didn't have any more of these. Now I got a bunch more of these in matte. And they've got glow in the dark stickers, which I've never seen before. And so I tried something. That doesn't look too bad. It looks better in white, but that's pretty slick. Hold on, let me grab a UV flashlight. All right, this should look pretty dope. Hold on. We're gonna end the stream with the lights out. This ought to be weird. Ready? Yeah. Oh, hold on. Yeah! Charge that shit up, bro. Charge it up, bro. There it is. That's pretty fucking cool. Yeah, yo, glow in the dark. CiottiFPV, be a hero. Usually glow in the dark stickers are pretty like janky. This is actually holding its glowiness for a good amount of time. I'm pretty surprised by that. That is very cool. Awesome. These look really good. These look every bit as good as the other stupid company. Very cool. Love it. I've got lots of stickers, friends. If you want any of these, message me. I'm going to put these on the coffee table, and I'm going to take pictures of all the new stickers that are not currently up on the Etsy store. And so, yeah, the Etsy store will have a bunch of new stickers. Go check them out. But if you see any of these, you want any of these, just message me. It's basically $5 a sticker. You know, obviously these don't cost me $5 each, but it's a fundraiser, yo. I'm selling these to try to keep doing this full time. Help a brother out. Buy yourself something nice and support me at the same time. These look really good. I am happy with these already. Also, these have a split in the back of the sticker, which makes the sticker backing 1,000 times easier to take off. The other company's stickers did not have that, and I would always find it difficult to get the backing off. Kind of a minor thing, but still a thing. All right, friends, thanks for hanging. Wait, hold on. In the chat, Notice is going to sleep. Just Mo says, have you tried the ultralight 30? Talked about that. Metal Dirtson says something looks pretty bad about that quality. Anything changed with the hardware? Yeah, the 2G4 on this Ultimate Freestyle TinyWhoop is getting old, and it's just a little bit electrically noisy. But hey, we're flying freestyle, right? It's not about what it looks like. It's about how small of a gap you can send it through backwards, upside down, and on fire. Kinetic says, if you were going to make an Ultimate Freestyle Whoop today, would you change any specs? Unfortunately not. The Mobula 6 2024 AIO has this weird jello thing, and it just doesn't have... I can just tell that the electrical system is more noisy than the 2G4. And so you can't get the tune as aggressive. The Air65 doesn't have motor plugs, and it has an external receiver, which is kind of silly. So I think that the best TinyWhoop build formula that there still is today is the Ultimate Freestyle TinyWhoop. Cockroach 65 V3 frame or the Light AF frame. I like them both. Old school Mobula 6 canopy, Runcam Nano 3, whichever TinyWhoop 702s you want. The 36,000s are great. The 32,000s are also great. You can get 32,000s from Weebleed as well. Weebleed also has the 40,000 kV 702s for the LOLs, and then BT 2.0 and a Micro V. I think this is it. You can get a crazy tune. It's not, it's not 16 point something grams. It's 18 grams, but it's still plenty light. Doesn't have that weird jello problem. Easier to tune. The 2G4 AIO is the most durable, reliable AIO that we've ever had in TinyWhoops. So yeah, I think this is still it. Kevin somebody says, why am I surprised to see CiottiFPV is still streaming? Just Mo says, I know you hate these kinds of questions, but I'm really on the fence if I should buy an analog module or a Walksnail VRS for my HD0 goggles first. I want it TinyWhoop with a GoPro on it. I just want cost-effective and versatile. Jello doesn't look too noticeable. Yeah, you got to make that decision for yourself, brother. There are pluses and minuses to either. My needs are different than yours. So yeah, if you have specific questions about the pluses and minuses, we could talk about it. But I can't make that decision for you. Everybody's different. Striker with the last comment on the live stream, he says, should I get the onesie 802 27K or the Hex 33 and limit them down? If you want more power, get the Hexes. It depends on a lot of different things too. What is the build, the all-up weight of the build, what propellers, that kind of stuff. But yeah, the Hexes will have more power. The 802 27,000s, if it's a 1.6 inch build, they'll still have plenty of power. So yeah, different pluses and minuses there. Thanks for hanging, friends. CiottiFPV.com if you like this live stream and want to see it continue forever. I need your help. Help me. Buy some stickers, Patreon, do all the things. Love you. Bye. I'm not ready. Here's a little bit more flying from the house in Ellijay. I was flying pretty bad this day, but cool flying in a different spot. Love you. Bye.